मूवी की सफलता के बाद रणवीर सिंह पहली बार नजर आई है, क्योंकि बुआ सिंह के डांस करते हुए ये लवली मोमेंट्स हो गए हैं वायरल। इस सफलता के बाद रणवीर सिंह पहली बार नजर
हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे
कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत
प्रणाम। Sorry, it got late.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम।
See the enthusiasm, Prabhu, looking at you.
Okay. That's
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna दंडवत प्रणाम। Okay.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु। Watching the clock, I was just doing my activities. Then realized we were close to late. Okay. Please mute. Please mute. And refrain from hearing political subjects and other things. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadadi Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Nama Om Vishnupādaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangur langayate girim Yat kripatam maham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyamishwaram Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktyakam Namame Bhakti Shaktikam. Okay, Hare Krishna. So welcome to the morning program.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Prabhu.
Dandash Pranam Prabhuji. Okay. So I hope you've been reading the purports. I hope that you are in track with whatever we are discussing. If you don't read the purports, you will not be able to connect the theme of the sloka. If the theme of the slokas are not connected, then we will not understand the subject. Now, let's say the second canto is completed for some reason in another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, let's say 4 weeks. Now, just by giving an overview of what the second canto is, by thinking about overview, you should be able to play the chronological sequence of events, what Sukadeva Goswami said in second canto. It's very, very important. If you're able to do that much, in my view, you've accomplished the greatest. What? You think it's possible?
I think so, Prabhu.
Okay, very good. Please do that with greater involvement. Okay, I just want to. So now, before we read further, just want to do this quick exercise. Let's see how many of you can answer this. Okay, so today's title we're going to call it as. You're all able to see the screen, right? Yeah.
We can see, Prabhu.
Tolerance, success, and failures. Okay. So let's name a devotee. Event narration. Okay. So you should name at least one devotee who demonstrated tolerance, but you should also say what is the event or the narration that he demonstrated tolerance. Okay, and you should not be random. You should go in chronological sequence. In the Canto 1, who's the first one who demonstrated tolerance that we read?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Rishit Maharaj. No. How? Is that the chronologically first?
First chronology.
In fact, Parikshit Maharaj later on
Shukadev.
for not demonstrating tolerance that he put the snake on the garland of the tree.
Vyasadev Prabhu.
Balaji Gavan Prabhu, my request is please switch off your TV behind because it is disturbing when you switch on the mic.
But later when he gets the curse, no, Prabhu, he doesn't retaliate and he
No,
will.
but he initially failed tolerance.
Yeah, initially played, but
So
later.
they're talking about tolerance success.
So all the Pandavas showed tolerance when Ashwatthama killed their
Yeah,
children.
but that is later on, right? Chronologically, is that the first in Canto 1? Okay, so first is Vyasadeva, right? So how did he show tolerance? Which pastime? Where did Vyasadeva show tolerance?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Someone's trying to speak? Okay, so Vasudeva was dissatisfied even after writing all the literatures. Correct? And he was dissatisfied with all the literatures, and then he didn't know what to do. He did not go crazy, or he did not reject saying that, oh, the Shastra is of no use because even though I've written everything, nothing is coming out. Right? So, despondency. Of not getting satisfied after writing so much of literature. Right? So he wrote many things, right? He had many students also, but he wrote everything. So what was the response? What's the response he gave? What's the
His
response?
guru, he listened to his guru Narada and wrote Bhagavatam.
Surrendered to Guru to find answer for his problem. So on hearing his Guru's word, he was able to implement and he became very successful. Correct? So you see, tolerance can be achieved when we are into a situation of intolerant. That means I'm not able to take it anymore. What is the solution?
Surrender.
Approaching a spiritual master.
Or to Krishna.
Krishna.
So if you increase your practice of bhakti at the time of difficulty, then you will see you are far more successful than otherwise. Okay. So this is the first in chronological event. Vyasadeva demonstrated tolerance. Okay. Then who else in chronological events? Okay. Narada Muni, excellent. Okay. What the event? The costume.
When he when mother died, so he took it as a mercy of the
Mother
Lord.
died. Correct. Perfect. When mother died, he did not reject the situation or the learnings he heard from the sages.
Jesus.
Okay. So what was his response?
He took it as a mercy of the Lord.
Okay, he took it as merciful order. Okay, good. So he took greater shelter of the Lord and he wandered in search of Lord's mercy. Right? Did he win?
Yes, Prabhu, he could see.
Did he get it? Yes.
Yes, yes.
He became the greatest sages or bhakti yogi of all times. So where it is proved that Narada is one of the topmost bhakti yogi, where in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says that.
Yoginam Prabhu.
No, he just says that best of the yogis is dear to me. That is the sloka means.
In Vibhuti Yoga, he says, Narad.
But does he say Narada is the greatest in that? No.
Can you make
Where-
the type a little big, Prabhu?
Sorry, Mataji.
The letters,
Oh, your letters are too small, huh? Okay, let me see.
little big you can make.
Yeah, let's see. I'll try to make 1 minute. Yeah, better?
Perfect, Prabhu.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, so good. So we'll increase the width. So which chapter he says? In chapter 10, when Krishna says, when you see the great mountain Himalayas, you can see my prowess. And that's me. Like that he says, no, he says the best of the sages is Narada. When you see Narada, who do you see? You see me. Right? So there he declares in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, great. Okay, so tell me someone else who demonstrated
Yudhishthira, Prabhu.
Yudhishthira,
Prabhu.
Yudhishthira, what sequence he demonstrated tolerance?
It's all the actually this bad things are happening in front of him, and he started realizing it is his earliest Krishna's words that okay, it is Kali's, the science activities are happening, and he decided actually there's more to go for vanaprastha than actually reacting to anything to situation.
No, that is not tolerance. No, that is not tolerance.
Draupadi,
See, 1 second.
Draupadi.
The class, no? Saturday night. So my daughter was trying to call me. Huh? Okay. That is it. Yeah. So Draupadi, okay. So how Draupadi demonstrated tolerance?
By forgiving Ashwatthama, he killed all the son of Draupadi.
Who's this speaking?
Sarla Gayatri Prabhuji.
Okay. So correct. So when Ashwatthama killed her 5 sons, she demonstrated. Okay, how she demonstrated tolerance? What factors that you can consider that she demonstrated tolerance?
She told them not to kill him.
Brahmana's son.
Okay, correct. Okay.
And the mother is alone, and so
She did not want to kill him back. So she did not want to kill him back. And what's the reason she gave? She said, he's the son of our Guru. Now, what Shastra says is, if we consider someone as Guru, the Guru Patni, Guru children are also of greater importance to us. You cannot see them in separation of them. So she did the same thing. She said, the Guru has done so much, and how can I reciprocate in that bad manner to Guru's son? So I cannot do that. Okay. Second thing she said, Today I'm suffering because I've lost my children. Now she will also suffer, Ashwatthama's mother will also suffer because Ashwatthama's only son. So then, is it the right thing? It is not the right thing. So Ashwatthama cannot be killed. Of course, she didn't say he cannot be punished. He cannot be killed, right? Okay, any other characters that we are aware of? Any other people?
Prabhu, Bhishma Dev.
Bhishma Dev, where did he demonstrate tolerance?
Prabhu, when he was lay on the bed of arrow so many days and awaiting for the right time to leave the body. So that time,
No,
he
see, tolerance means, okay, I will explain the point you talked about. Tolerance means, I don't know what is going to happen, but I'm into a bad situation. I don't know the outcome of this. Will I suffer or will it be successful outcome? I don't know. I'm just depending on the mercy of the Lord and holding on to it, that something will happen. That is called tolerance. In Bhishma's case, after he was fired with bed of arrows, he laid flat on the ground. Now there, he was not tolerant. He was just, because he knew he had this Ichcha Shakti of what? That means he can die at his own desired time. He knew that. So what he did, okay, I'll wait for Uttarayana to come and I will leave my body. So there was a clear-cut outcome and a time factor that was visible. So he just held on to it. There could be some tolerance in it, but tolerance is not the most prominent in that activity. So tolerance, you should find a situation where there's helplessness. Now see, in Draupadi's case, clearly helplessness. Okay? You see, Narada Muni, after his mother left, he was alone. He was just alone, no shelter, nothing. He didn't know what to do. And there is no end state vision for him. There's no direction for him. He's just living the life along the flow. He wandered everywhere. He could have easily died, but he did not. You see how tolerance is coming?
Kunti Devi, Prabhu.
Kunti Devi, yeah, excellent. Okay, but where? Where is Kunti Devi's tolerance?
Like all her children were, Pandavas were tortured by Kauravas, but still she surrendered to Krishna and she knew that he will help.
Difficult times for the entire family, right? Because even though she is the righteous owner, she was cheated and she didn't know where it was heading to, because there were constant situations of their children being killed, threat of life. And events did happen also. So there was difficult times. So hence she offers her prayers to Krishna also. Hey Krishna, why you want to go? When in bad times you are present, in good times you're leaving us and going. So I don't want good time at all. I want only bad time. So that you will be with me.
Remember you.
Yeah, she offers her prayers. So in all the difficult times, she tolerated. How many events, if you read Mahabharata? One or two, hundreds of events. It was disgrace, humiliation, life threat, and losing of power, everything. So
Prabhu,
all
Prabhu,
huh?
Uttara.
Uttara for what?
She tolerated the Brahmastra, the pain. She ran and came to Krishna, surrendered.
Okay, so when Brahmastra hit her, she did not have any other
Choice to surrender.
But that alone is not tolerance, no? The second part, she took shelter of Krishna is great. That is a response. But what is the tolerance in her? What tolerance she demonstrated? No idea? So maybe we can say
The
that
pain and burning sensation which produced it, because it produces lot of heat.
heat.
Brahmastra. Yeah.
Okay. So we can say that as tolerance.
The Pandavas themselves, Prabhu.
Yeah, Pandavas themselves. 1 minute, Mataji.
Especially when the gambling that huge was going on, all the insults that was directed to them by Duryodhana and Shakuni, they tolerated. Is it all right, Prabhu?
1 second, Mataji. I'm just typing this old one.
Ah.
Okay. So response was?
Take shelter of Krishna.
So the beauty here, her response was that even though her husband was so powerful and great, right? Even though she was under the shelter of the Pandavas, she did not take their shelter. She took Krishna's shelter. Hmm? So the difference is that we generally try it in day-to-day situation. In generally, what we do, we try to take shelter based on our strength. Whatever strength we possess, we try to take shelter there, right? And we don't take shelter of Krishna. Only when we get into a situation, oh, nothing else is there as possibilities, I better take shelter of the Lord because all these people would fail me. So, then they go to the Lord. So that's the difference between great devotee and others. So this is also faith in one aspect. That's the point here. Okay, good. So
Krishna himself.
for the Lord is always tolerant. There are thousands of pastimes. That's why he's called God. Okay. So let's go to the reading now. Okay. See, it is very important to read the subject in this variegated dimensions. When we read the subject in variegated dimensions, then you will see, oh, so much of depth is there in each of these areas, right? It helps us to become stronger in our devotion. Okay, so let's read 7. Share the Excel sheet. Yes, we will share. Okay. 7.46. We'll continue to read now. Savai vidanti atitaranti cha deva mayam Sri Sudra punasabara api papa jivaha yadi yadbhuta krama parayana shila shikshas tirya jana api kimyu shrutadaranaye. Surrendered souls, even from the groups leading sinful lives, such as women, the labor classes, the mountaineers, the Siberians, or even the birds and the bees, can also know about the signs of Godhead and become liberated from the clutches of illusionary energy by surrendering onto the pure devotees of the Lord and by following onto their footsteps in devotion service. So the sloka is trying to tell us here that at any point in time, irrespective of your position, it is better to take shelter of the Lord rather than trying to do something else by giving reasons. Why? Because the Shastra has concluded that it is by the mercy of the Lord that one can be victorious, not by his own effort or by his own strengths. Right? Strengths are required to execute his duties, not to be victorious. But the victory is determined by the Lord, according to what one deserves. Okay, can someone read the yellow highlights?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Can I read, Prabhu?
Yeah, read.
The personality of Godhead may not be present before one's eyes, But if one is sincere in wanting such a guidance, the Lord will send a bona fide person who can guide one properly back home, back to Godhead. There is no need of material qualification for making progress on the path of spiritual realization. Surrendering oneself is in one's own hand. If one likes, he can surrender immediately without delay. And that begins his spiritual life. The bona fide representative of God is as good as God himself. Or, in other words, the loving representative of the Lord is more kind and more easy to approach. A sinful soul cannot approach the Lord directly, but a sinful man can very easily approach a pure devotee of the Lord. And if one agrees to put himself under the guidance of such a devotee of the Lord, he can also understand the signs of God, and he can also become like the transcendental pure devotee of the Lord, and thus get liberation back to Godhead, back home for eternal happiness. So, really, yes, Prabhu.
Realization.
Yeah, so realization of the signs of God and relief from the unnecessary, useless struggle for existence are not at all difficult for the willing candidate. But they are very difficult for persons who are not surrendered souls, but only simple, profitless speculators.
So, what you can understand out of this, it is always successful or always victorious to be under the mercy of the Lord. Right? So the mercy of the Lord is given to us in various formats, either through his sound or through his literatures or through his people. So taking their shelter and going back home, back to Godhead is the proper method. So Prabhupada writes that the material life is full of struggles. What is the point in just struggling in this material life? Right? So he says this place is not for a gentleman. Right? So a person who's intelligent, who's realized this truth, will easily take shelter of the Lord without any guesswork. Right? So that's what he's giving as a purport here. Okay. Now we'll come to sloka number 47. Okay. So from 47 onwards, we are going to understand how do we realize the Lord. We know that the Lord can be realized in three phases, right? The Brahman aspect of the Lord, the Paramatma aspect of the Lord, and the Bhagavan himself. So how one can go step by step in this and realize, are these three levels interconnected or these three levels independent of each other, right? So that's what we are going to read in the next few slokas, and that will tell us that how Bhagavan, the Paramatma, the Brahman are all interconnected, but realizing that there is interconnection and they're not separated is the ultimate realization. Some may realize Bhagavan directly, but if they don't realize that the Brahman aspect of Bhagavan, that means their realization of Bhagavan itself is partial. That's what they have to understand. That means a Bhakti yogi who is a full-fledged practitioner has completely realized the Brahman aspect of the Lord, the Paramatma aspect of the Lord, and everything. That's the most important aspect you have to understand. Right? Okay, so let's read the sloka 47. Shashvat prashantam abhayam pratibodha matram shuddham samam sat asatta paramatma tattvam shabdo na yatra puru karakavan kriyorto maya parayiti abhimuke cha vilajamna tadvai padam bhagavata paramasya pumso brahmeti yad vidur ajashrashukam vishokam. What is realized as absolute Brahman is full of unlimited bliss without grief. Right? Why? Where is grief present? Grief is present when we are in this material concept of life. When someone has come out of this material concept of life, has gone into the spiritual plane, that means he's already reached the first stage of Brahman. And you'll see, once you're negated the material aspect of life, the grief, the suffering has gone. That's why it says, unlimited bliss without grief. Now, that is certainly the unlimited ultimate phase of supreme enjoyer. the personality of Godhead. He is eternally void of all disturbances and its fearlessness. Right? So this is the beauty. The disturbance exists in the material world. The anxiety exists in the material world. The fear exists in the material world. Once someone is able to transcend and go beyond it, you will see there is no more disturbance and fear at all. Okay. Now, he is complete conscious as opposite to matter. Which is complete conscious opposite to matter? Brahman. Okay. Uncontaminated and without distinction. What is distinction? We always refer to something as an example and say, this is better, this is good. Right? This is taller, this is shorter. Okay. That is called paradoxes. Okay. So when we come to a theory, it is not an absolute theory. It is a referential theory in the material world. Right? So for example, if a scientist says our solar system is big, how does he say it's big? Because he's seen another solar system which is smaller. Right? So that's the beauty. But in the Brahman plane, you see none of these comparisons exist. Right? And that's the major difference between matter and spirit. Okay, it says uncontaminated and without distinctions. He is the principal primeval cause of all causes and effects in whom there is no sacrifice for fruitive activities. Here we do all actions for a result, and the result should be favorable. Will you perform an activity which you have an unfavorable result to you? No. It should be a fruitive, it should be a favorable result. Okay, so that's the most important aspect of this sloka. Let's read this purport, really brilliant. Can someone read the highlight?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Read, Prabhu.
In other words, impersonal Brahman is a feature of the absolute distinct from the material variegateness. Just as light is conception distinct from its counterpart, darkness. But the light has very greatness, which is seen by those who further advance in the light, and thus the ultimate realization of Brahman is the source of the Brahman light, the supreme personality of Godhead. The Samman Bonam are the ultimate source of everything.
So this is the first realization. What's the first realization? To understand that this Brahman is everything. But where did Brahman come from? Is what the Shastra is trying to tell. So the inquisitive, that means people who are very intelligent, they want to understand the detail. Okay, this Brahman, this eternity is amazing, but where is this eternity coming from? How does it come into existence? Then you will see Shastra says, person who's treading that path to find the source of this Brahman is what he realizes that Bhagavan has, who considered as the Sammanpana. Right? Read, Prabhu. Let us see what is Pratibodha Matram.
Pratibodha Matram is just the opposite conception of the material existence. In matter, there is a material miseries, and thus the first realization of Brahman, there is a negation of such material miseries, and there is feeling of eternal existence distinct from the pangs of the birth and death, disease and old age. This is the primary conception of impersonal Brahman. Hare Krishna.
Impersonal Brahman. Okay. So what we will do is we'll just show this on an Excel sheet now.
The miseries and inebrities are same, Prabhu.
The inebrities are difficulties.
Also,
Okay.
it is also same.
Yeah. Okay. So no, difficulties are different from miseries. Miseries are sufferings.
Bukkali inebrities anta kottide adakke.
Okay. So now let's see here. So this is Bhagavan. Okay. This is the Bhagavan now. Now here is Brahman. This is impersonal. This is impersonal Brahman. Here is material. Now just see this. What is the thought process of a materialist? Okay. Now Bhagavan is personal. personal, and full of bliss. Okay, so what is this person full of bliss? So, for example, it's Friday evening. Hey, I want to have some fun. I want to have a lot of joy. Okay, let's go meet our friends. Let's go for some partying. Let's go for some, outstation travel, something, right? So you see, it is an activity that gives bliss. Okay. So that is the activity in Bhagavan. Now, what activity we are doing that gives bliss? Now, for example, I'm going to play football. Okay, I'm going to take the ball and I'm going to kick. But there's no one else on the other side who will return kick the ball to me. If I kick alone and there is no return, do you think we'll have enjoyment? No, you'll not have enjoyment. You may have some fine, minuscule of an enjoyment that you're kicking the ball and playing around it, but there is no. But moment there's an opponent, right, who's returning the ball with more technique and speed and things like that, then you'll see there's a game and you enjoy that. So similarly, in the Bhagavan aspect, what happens? The activity with the Lord is so nourishing. Whatever you do, that's what we see in the childhood pastimes of the Lord. How the Vrajavasis were so blissful all the times is because of their activity with the Lord. Now, how their activity, whether it was killing a demon, a bad thing, whether it was having fun with the cows or with the gopis and the Gopakumaras, or whether it was the prasadam pastime. See, everything gave bliss. The negative aspect of the demon killing also gave them bliss. The positive aspect of playing and having fun also gave them bliss. That's the beauty of Bhagavan. That's what you have to understand. So any activity that will give bliss is with Bhagavan. Okay, so that's what the first concept is. Now let's look at the material aspect. The material life, what happens? It is short-lived. Now here, it is activity gives bliss, but it is eternal. Okay, eternal means what? It is not that it will happen for 5 minutes or 1 minute. No, all the time continuously. It keep on going on, that bliss. So here is short-lived. What is short-lived? What is short-lived? Everything. Everything is short-lived. Then what are the miseries? Birth, death, old age, disease. You've got miseries. Then the third thing is redoing all activity with an impurified senses. So today we're going to discuss about the senses much more, but I'm just setting a base here, right? So for example, what is short-lived? Whatever we do, you see they're short-lived in this world. Everything starts and immediately ends in a short period of time. And the 4 aspects of birth, death, old age, and disease. But the biggest issue is redoing all the activity. So for example, someone went through systems of education for 16 years, and then he did his master's and PhD, then research work, everything like that. He studied for 30 years. After 30 years, he went and did some activity, maybe a business activity or a research activity or a job or whatever it may be. And for some reason, he died. Okay, maybe at the age of 60, he died. Even though Bhagavan is merciful to give him a human birth, he has to redo all the 30 years of education he did again in a different format. Be it science, be it music and arts, be it military, be it spiritual learnings, anything, whatever he learned, he has to redo. That is the material life. So this causes a big headache for me. So what I want to do, I want to negate this. So in the Brahman, what you do, you just actually negate it to avoid miseries. This is the biggest thing in Brahman. That means what? Hey, I'm getting disease all the time. I'm suffering. My first prayer is I should not get disease. That means I negated suffering. But am I enjoying? I'm not enjoying. So the next aspect is, what is it that I need to do so that I can enjoy my life? Okay. So the path from impersonal Brahman to Bhagavan is thinking of something that can give me bliss and happiness. When he thinks, he travels from the impersonal Brahman towards Bhagavan. If he thinks, oh, this is also not good, I go to the material world and I'll become a controller, I'll become a king, I'll do something, I'll become an actor so that I can enjoy fame and reputation. He travels back to the material world. In the impersonal Brahman, if he realizes that the cause of misery is me not connecting with Bhagavan, he goes back to the spiritual world. And this is the difference. So, if we know this in totality, then Bhakta aspires only bhakti on Lord. A Bhakta aspires only on the Lord. Now, someone does not know that Bhagavan is there who will give me this eternal bliss, then what happens? He is struggling without knowing the truth. So this is called ignorance. Or I can say partial knowledge of the whole concept. So this is a situation that is in. So when someone says I worship Brahman, impersonal Brahman, he is Bhagavan finally. That means you can see his knowledge is partial, his realization is partial, and Bhagavan has not yet shown the mercy on him in fully, but he's shown some partial mercy. So that means he's still in a state of ignorance. Here, complete ignorance. Nothing else he knows. So here, he is full of knowledge. The Chit potency fully manifested. This is the beauty here. So, hence, all the Shastras are recommending that whether you realize a Brahman or a Paramatma, your realization only is partial. Your realization is not complete. But when you realize Bhagavan, you see in the higher state of realization, he need not be given a Mercedes car or a big bungalow for him to enjoy. The fact that he is fully realized Krishna, he is enjoying internally so much, and there is no equation to any of the material enjoyment one can get. That is the beauty of this. This is what the sloka is trying to tell us.
Prabhu, here, personal Brahman means actually this. Can we think it as a devotee in the spiritual path of realization of personality of Godhead?
No, impersonal Brahman means, for example, Prabhu, your body has many parts. Okay. There are solid parts and there are liquid parts. Your solid parts are like your organs, and your liquid parts are the blood, the mucus, the water, the air that is moving around. Okay. So without this air presence, your body cannot be constructed. Okay. So now you cannot say, no, I'll remove the full air out of my body and then I'll live. It's not possible to live. Okay. So that air concept is present everywhere. Not only within your body, it is present even outside the body also. So now you have to ask the question, how is this creation so brilliant that air is present inside and outside my body that is making me to sustain? Who created this? So that means there are two questions. Understanding the characteristic of that air and understanding the cause of the air to be created. Who is the cause of that air? So then you will understand the person who created the air is Bhagavan, and the air itself is impersonal Brahman.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So for this entire world to sustain, there is space. There is space between planets. There is space between solar systems. All these things are there. And that's Brahman. You can understand in that manner.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Okay? Yeah. So does this give a clarity about why people go to impersonal Brahman? What's the cause? It's ignorance or partial realization. Or you can say that it's lack of mercy of the Lord. Right? In all these things, they will come to the conclusion that, okay, I have to march this path much more deeper. And hence you see, we'll go back to the sloka now. Okay. You see here it is written, in other words, impersonal Brahman is a feature of the absolute. Absolute is here refers to Bhagavan. And he says it is distinct from the material variegatedness. Okay, the example he gives is, light is present. Light is present because there is some source that is generating the light. If we conclude light as ultimate, then we have a problem. But we understand that the source of the light is ultimate realization, then you will see the difference between Brahman and Bhagavan. So that's what is written here. Thus, the ultimate realization, you see here, ultimate realization of Brahman is a source of Brahman, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and is the ultimate source of everything. This is the conclusion of the Shastra. Right? So, people with knowledge will understand. Now, how people with knowledge will understand this is that there is written in some book. Of course, it is written in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is written in the Puranas, it is written in the Upanishads. But to understand that in the right manner, you need mercy of something. Either you can get a mercy of a devotee, a pure devotee, or you can get mercy of the Bhagavan himself. But the mercy of the pure devotee and Bhagavan, they don't act independently. They act in tandem. So let's take the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. In Dhruva Maharaj, what happened? In Dhruva Maharaj, he left the kingdom and he went to the forest. For what? There was a event that he got insulted, and then he said, no, I need to conquer my kingdom back. He went. But he went with great determination. He went with great determination to please someone. And who is that someone? His mother told, you please Vishnu, Vishnu will award you everything. So what he did, he went to the forest and he started to do great austerity to please Vishnu. But what Vishnu did? Vishnu said, hey, you're asking me something where I can give you the greatest thing. You're asking me a small, a small quantum of something, but I can give you the greatest thing. What did he ask? He asked the Lord, give me empowerment to become the king after my father. Okay, king of the kingdom. But what said, what are you asking? I am the creator of the whole world. I'll make you the king of the world, not just one kingdom in one place. That's what the Lord reciprocated. So this is the beauty of to understand here. Right? So when Dhruva Maharaj went to perform this great austerity, what the Lord did? The Lord said, me and the spiritual master are not different. So what Lord, who's in the heart of Paramatma, who's in the heart is Paramatma and Dhruva, he understood, oh Dhruva, this is what you want. I'll give you something very wonderful. Don't ask for the small thing kingdom. I'll make you the king of the entire world. You can even come to the spiritual world with me and live with me. So to test him, what the Lord did, or to correct his thought process, what the Lord did. Lord inspired the heart of Narada ji, and Narada went. Okay, Narada, when he came, what did he teach? He first tested him. And he tested him when he saw his perseverance, he saw his persistence, he saw his determination. He said, Dhruva, you're not made for this material world. You're made for something phenomenal. What he did, he did not give him material opulence. He did not teach him the Veda Shastra to give him material opulence Shakti. He gave him love of God straight away. He taught him the technique about love of God. And Dhruva absorbed that love of God. Right? What he did, he meditated on that form of the Lord. Lord appeared. So now you see how the Lord and the pure devotee, they act in tandem. They're non-different. So this is what is important to understand. Are you able to get it?
Yes,
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Now, coming to the senses. Okay, so this is very brilliant that Prabhupada explains the senses aspect. Okay, so now what are the senses in our body? The senses are window to understand this world. Okay, so for example, you have a house and your house is constructed with, let's say, walls, all four sides, and including top, including bottom. 6 sides are walls. No windows, nothing. You have a house, but you're living in the house, but no walls, no windows, nothing. So then, can you understand what's happening outside the world, outside your house? You cannot. So then what do? You cut open the wall and put a window. With the window, what you can see? You can see, hey, what's happening around, be it climate, be it some activities, whatever it may be. The sun coming out, sun going down, the rain, change of nature, everything you can understand through the wind. So like this body is God's senses. So the senses are the window that can connect to the activities of this material world. Okay, so this is the beauty of the senses. Now what's happening in the senses? Now Krishna's also got senses. The Jivatma also has got senses. Now when these senses, they interact, they exchange love. They exchange servitude attitude. They exchange many, many, many things. So the senses are a great thing for us. But unfortunately, what has happened to our senses? It's got contaminated. How the senses got contaminated? So very simple. For example, skin has a sense now. Every day I go to the sun and I take sun bath for 4 hours, 5 hours. You see, in a matter of time, I became tanned. Why? The skin natural color is fair and beautiful, but because of exposure to the sun, it became tanned. Okay? So similarly, when all my senses, what are my senses? My eyes, my nose, my tongue, my ear, my skin, my genitals, my rectum, all these senses, when they keep getting connected with the activities to the material world, they get impurified. So what authorities are telling? Purify your senses. The same thing happened to Durva. Durva's senses was impurified because he was now after the position, the material position. But when Naradaji taught about the Supreme Lord and gave him practices of bhakti, the methods and the means, Durva purified his senses and he was able to see eye to eye the Lord. He saw the Lord, no? He saw Prishnigarbha. So that's the beauty. So that's what the sloka is trying to tell us. So our senses are the greatest thing. It is our asset. But our problem is we are misusing the asset in the wrong manner. Now this is what is explained. The senses in the material world are surcharged with material ignorance. Why? Because of constant association. In every way, the authorities have recommended purification of senses from material consumption. Get out. You are a spirit soul. You are not a mundane matter. In the material world, the senses are manipulated for individual and personal gain, whereas the spiritual world, the senses are properly used for purpose where they're originally meant for. The senses are meant to play ourselves in loving exchange with the Lord. When we have this loving exchange with the Lord, it causes supreme satisfaction to that absolute. Then the creation, the purpose of creation of the senses has a meaningful aspect. This is the most important aspect. So that means engaging our senses for material activities is not a great idea. While engaging our senses for a spiritual activity is the topmost idea. So what it says here, look at this comment here. It says, such sensual activities are natural. Yes, we get urge to enjoy the sensual. And therefore, sense gratification, there's uninterrupted, unbroken by material contamination. We keep seeking. I want to eat very tasty, tasty, tasty food. But once it crosses the tongue, the taste matters no more. What matters is the protein, the fiber, the carbs, the vitamins in that food. You see how illusion creates? How tongue is a great illusion, can you see? Okay. Now, and such satisfaction of senses is equally shared by the transcendental reciprocators. Since the activities are unlimited and constantly increasing, there is no scope for material attempts or artificial arrangements. What does this mean? It means that when someone has entered the realm of spiritual activities, he's so much involved in it, He does not want anything else. He is fully satisfied. He says, such happiness of transcendental quality is called Brahma Saukyam. And Prabhupada says, more description in the 5th canto. So what is Brahma Saukyam? Brahma Saukyam is something when we feel satisfied by engaging our senses on the transcendental plane. Simple. Prabhupada says, Shravanam is so great. How is Shravanam is so great? Just sit down and hear Harikatha. It is Brahma Saukyam. Eat prasad of the Lord. It is Brahma Saukyam. Mind. Krishna tells to Arjuna, do whatever you want to do. You want to fight? You want to do your family affairs? You want to be an administrator? Do whatever you want. Just remember me, Arjuna, while you do anything. He says that mind is into Brahma Saukyam now. That is the beauty. So hence the transcendentalist tread this path. Is it clear?
Prabhu, can you repeat the Brahma Saukyam? You told in a very simplified way. Brahma Saukyam is the...
Can anyone explain what is Brahma Saukyam to Mataji in this group?
Involving senses in the supreme service. Prabhuji.
Supreme service.
The
Then
happiness that we get when we serve the Lord, Prabhu. The spiritual.
Or in the plane of transcendence. In the plane of transcendence. That satisfies.
And always remembering whatever action we do, remember the Lord.
Yeah. So when that senses are purified, it becomes Brahma Saukyam. Okay, very good. Okay, let's go to the next sloka now. You have to run. Sadrayan niyamya yatayo yamakarta hetim jayuhu swarat iva nipana kanitram indraha. In such a transcendental state, there is no need for artificial control of mind, mental speculation, or meditation, as performed by jnanis and yogis. One gives up such process as heavenly King Indra forgoes the trouble to dig a well. Okay, what is the explanation here? The explanation here is given as that going to the stage of Brahman, going to the stage of Paramatma is inferior. But directly going to Bhagavan is the topmost. So he calls this a speculation. Now, what is speculation? Who is a speculator, great speculator? A jnana yogi. Right? So, for example, a devotee is now practicing Bhakti Yoga. Okay? He's been asked to speak about a subject. He's been asked to do a service. He's been asked to do something on the spiritual activity. Now he's hesitating. Should I do or not do? Why should I take it up? I will hesitate. I'll give some reasons. Or I'll delegate it to someone else. You do. So when we do all these things, the author is trying to tell that we are not in the platform Bhakti Yoga, we are in the platform Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yogis are the one who speculate. Bhakti Yogis are instantly. Is there a service? Come on, I'll take it, I'll finish it for you. And that too, what quality of service? Service is greatest involvement. So, even devotees, you see, they're in a mixed state of Jnana Yogi and Bhakti Yogi at all times because of lack of involvement. So, now he's giving the example of Indra. Okay, who's Indra? Indra is called the administrative head of all the demigods. There are 3.3 crore demigods. Indra is the head of all of them. Okay, so now, what does Indra do? He controls the clouds. He controls the rain. That means there is enough water, enough clouds under his command. For example, in the Govardhan Leela, what happened? Indra wanted to flood the entire Rajavasis, entire, Rajabhumi. So what he did? He did not send ordinary clouds. He sent Samavartaka. That is the clouds that are created at the time of devastation of this entire world. See, during Mini Pralaya and Mahapralaya, the water of the casual ocean must submerge up to the planets of Swarga and Tapaloka. So that time, these clouds are called Come on, inundate. Put so much water. Prabhupada writes in his explanation that one droplet of water, you've seen droplet of water, no rain. How much it will be? Maybe 10 ml, 20 ml, maybe one droplet of water. But during that Samavartaka, when it pours, one droplet of water will be equal to one building size. Huh? Can you imagine? Let's say you have a 10-floor building. What's the width and the height of the building? And one droplet of water at the time of inundation will be the size of that one building. Imagine if it falls like that. Everything will crash to death. That is the power of Indra. Now, what is he doing, that Indra? He's digging a borewell so that he'll get water for drinking. Can you imagine what is he doing? So this is what we are also doing. Bhakti was so supreme that Bhagavan is ultimately present whatever we want, but we are trying to speculate on smaller and petty things. And hence the Shastra is concluding, do not go behind these other aspects of realization. Straight away. Be unflinched. Be straight. Do not deviate. And how do you get to that state? Two things. The mercy of the spiritual master and his guidance, and continuously reading or Shravana. So with these two things, one can become really wonderful in Bhakti Yoga and practice. And he says that's the real perfection of life. Are these analogies helping you?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So let's go to Sloka 49. Sa Shreyasham api vibhur bhagavan yatosya bhava svabhava vihitasya sataha prasiddhihi dehe swadatu vigame anuvishrayamani vyomeva tatra purushona vishiryate ajaha. The person of Godhead is the supreme master of everything auspicious, because the results of whatever action performed by the living entity in either material or spiritual existence are awarded by the Lord. Right? The Lord can award to us something directly. The Lord can award to us something indirectly. Okay. As such, he is the ultimate benefactor. He is the Bhokta. Every individual living entity is unborn. Therefore, even after annihilation of material elementary body, the living entity exists exactly like the air within the body. Right? So, there are three aspects in this realization. First is, Lord is the benefactor. Krishna is the benefactor. Okay? Lord awards everything to us. Whatever we want, Lord awards. But when we don't get from the Lord, what we do, we take shortcuts. No, if I'll go to some demigod, he will give me faster because Krishna is delaying. I cannot wait. Right? So, this is called speculation. Why we speculate? Because we don't have proper knowledge about the Lord. Right? When we hear about the activities of the Lord, past, present, what will happen, what he is going to do in the future, then you will understand he will do. If he has not done something for me now, it is for a reason. If we understand that much, we will not speculate about it. So you see, devotees who are realized will never go to do demigod worship. Devotees who are realized will never take a shortcut. They will just go on executing their duty and waiting for the mercy of the Lord. This is the most important activity. Right? Hence, the Shastra writes. Someone read this yellow, this part of the yellow, second line. Please read here.
Hare Krishna. The devotees, however, are naturally inclined to become associates of the Lord and not merge in the spiritual existence as conceived by the impersonalists. The devotees, therefore, following their constitutional instincts, achieve the desired goal of becoming servitors, friends, fathers, mothers, or conjugal lovers of the Lord. The devotional service of the Lord involves 9 transcendental processes such as hearing and chanting, and by performing such easy and natural devotional services, the devotees achieve the highest
Perfection. See, now it's like this. Now I want to go to America. I want to study there. I want to work in big company. So what do? I sit and do daydreaming, right? Okay, the university will be like this. After that, I will get job in this company. I learn so much dollars. I'll be doing this, things like that, right? It is not that the devotee who took a flight, he has completely disappeared. He is no more existing for the people in India. No. So similarly, when we die, we just lose our gross body. It is not that we just go merge and lose our identity. What we do? We go there and we are making our plans. I have read this song, this Hari Kirtana so well. I know this how to sing this bhajan so well. I know how to perform the arti to the Lord perfectly. I know how to do this service, that service, this service, all these things. I'm perfect in it. I'm ready. I'm just waiting for my death. Once I leave this gross body, I'll straight away go to the Goloka Vrindavan and serve the Lord. This is the plan of a devotee. He is not thinking, oh my God, what will happen if I die? It's full of pain. Who will take care of my house here? Who will take off my car here? He doesn't think like that. He's thinking futuristic. He's thinking, okay, what I'm going to do there? Oh, Krishna will come and tell me, what is this? You don't know how to make the ghee wigs at all? What will you come and do here, man, as service? Oh, he'll scold me. I better learn the ghee wigs. So devotees, go learn how to make ghee wigs very nicely. Now I'm ready. Krishna, if you give the service, I'll do this very nicely. Oh, you don't know how to wash the cows? In Golok Vrindavan is full of cows, yeah. How will you come and wash them? Then it's, oh, no, I'll go take care of the cows now. I'll wash them very nicely. I'm an expert Krishna now. See, this is the consciousness of devotees. Their natural love for practice of devotion is so high, and they don't speculate on this. This is beautiful. Now, according to our consciousness, according to how we want to serve the Lord, the 5 kinds of muktis are what, right? Swarupya. Okay, Krishna, I want the same body like you, so I'll serve you like this. I'm making plans. Oh, Krishna, I want to live in the same place as you so that I can be near you and I can be your secretary. Right? Oh, Lord, I want to be as opulent as you. So when you need to send me on some mission to another planet, another place, I'll just go like you, and whatever opulent you produced, I'll produce the same opulence to them, do your service and come back. Like how Sudarshana is. Sudarshana is as opulent as the Lord. We read in Ajamila story. When the devotees of the Lord came from the spiritual planet, how did they look? They looked just like the Lord. They were saying, bluish, grayish, darkish color. And what did, yeah, and they came in a special, plane. So that is Srashti, Sharishti Mukti. And Samipya means equal association with the Lord. I'll be with you, Lord, like the Gopas. Every day, okay, let's go to the forest. Let's be with Krishna. Whatever he wants to do, let us do with him. He wants to play, let us play. He wants to eat, let us eat. He wants to fight, let us fight. I'll be associated with the Lord. Do whatever he wants. So this is the plans of devotees in their heart. And as they chant, as they practice devotion, they develop this consciousness deeper and deeper and deeper. They are not worried about death. They are not worried about what is going to my opulence in the material world. It is going to remain here. That's it. They're going to leave. And this is how you see the contamination becomes uncontaminated. Okay? What is opposite of this? Opposite of this is, even though we've read the Shastra, even though we've done, we continue to put material plans. Okay, I have to build that building next. Oh, I have to do this next. I have to do this next. Whether good or bad, who cares? So many material plans. Krishna says, come on. How will you come to the spiritual world if you have so many plans on the material world in your life? I think you better stay there. Let us see if you realize me more, then you come. So devotee sees material activities. This is the point. Okay? Is it helping? You can read the Bhagavad Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami. He'll explain this so beautifully. Now you can see the consciousness difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. They may look just like us. They wear some dress and hands and legs. They eat like us. But what's their consciousness? Superly different. Okay, so now comes the last three slokas. So in this three slokas, it's basically telling the glory of Hari and the glory of Bhagavatam. What does Bhagavatam does to someone? Right? So in the interest of time, I'm just going to read the translations and in one shot I'll give the summary. Okay? So 5-0. My dear son, who's telling this? Who's telling this now?
Brahmaji to Narada.
To Narada. Brahma to Narada. Okay. I have now explained in brief the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is creator of the manifested worlds. Without him, there is no other cause for the phenomenal and nominal existence. Nominal means natural, something naturally by its constitutional state existing. So now, after Brahmaji tells this to Narada, he's telling, the Lord did not create this material world out of his joy and out of his want and need. He created this material world because we wanted it. The living entities wanted it. What? They want to enjoy in absence of the Lord. They want to take control. They want to demonstrate the qualities of God by themselves. So he says, look at this line. One should not deprecate the Supreme Lord for the creation of this material world. Oh Lord, you only created this material world which is full of suffering and you put me here and I'm suffering. No, that's not the fact. He says, this world was created because you desired it. And I was forced to do it. So, because you wanted it, you are living there. I am not living there. I am living in my own place in Vaikuntha. But however, my love and affection for you is so much that I saw that if you're going to be in a place lonely, you will suffer so bad. So what Lord did? Lord said, I'm going to be pervaded in the material world in an impersonal format. What's impersonal format? So Lord is present in this world, but is not visible to eyes. So by this way, I'm protecting you indirectly, I'm taking care of you indirectly, I'm giving you all the needs that you want indirectly, but yet not present in front of you to claim all these things, so that you will feel that I'm independent, I'm in control of my life, I can do whatever I want in this material world. You see how beautiful Lord Krishna is. After supplying all the necessities for our life, he is in an unmanifested form. Unmanifested form means he is present, not visible. That is the beauty of this Lord. Okay, now let's look at next sloka, 51. Brilliant it is. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Yanme Bhagavatoditam Sangraho Yam Vibhutti Nam Tvam Etat Vipulikuru. Okay. Oh Narada, the science of God, Srimad Bhagavatam, was spoken to me in summary by the Supreme Lord. When? At the time of creation. Okay. Krishna gave this entire Bhagavatam to Naradaji. So this Bhagavatam was spoken by many times, right? Many times it was spoken. So he spoke to me, and it was spoken as an accumulation of his diverse potentials. What is accumulation? That means summary. Krishna has 1 crore potencies, but he just summarized everything and said, hey, just see my potency in 3 different formats. That's all. That's all I have. Now he says, now Brahmaji is telling Narada, Narada, what knowledge I have is in summary. I'm giving you that summary to you. You have a greatest responsibility now. What's the greater responsibility? Go into the details of this summary and give this detailed knowledge to the people of this world. Very detailed you give this knowledge. When you give detailed knowledge to this world, people will realize Krishna and then. So, Bhagavatam is nothing but a drop of mercy expanded into an ocean. You see that? A drop of mercy expanded into an ocean. So hence, Bhagavatam is non-different from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So that's what Rupa Goswami did. He took the drop of ocean from Srimati Radharani and expanded into an ocean of mercy of Bhakti. That is the beauty of what he did. So Naradaji gave an instruction to his disciple Vyasadeva. It is time you expand this knowledge to the greatest depth. And hence, Vyasadeva expanded to simply superbly into Puranas and Itihasas, examples, and so much. And our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, was much more merciful. What he did, he took the commentaries of the Acharyas, he took the commentaries of Vyasadeva, and then gave purports, meaning, translation, examples from everywhere. He took those and compiled into a summary and then gave it to us. What else we can ask for? And that is Srimad Bhagavatam. So, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, what are you getting? You're getting the mercy of so much of vast expansion of all the knowledge in one concise shot. They say, no, sugar syrup is a concentrated outcome of many liters of sugarcane juice or many kilos of sugarcane granules. By drinking that sugar syrup, I have drunk so much. This is exactly Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is what has been explained. Okay. So 52. 52 he says, Yata harau bhagavati nirnam bhaktir bhavishyati sharvatmani akhiladare iti sankalpya varnaya. Please describe the signs of Godhead with determination and in a manner by which it will be quite possible for a human being to develop transcendental loving service onto personality of Godhead. Hari, the super soul of every living being and Samman Bonam of source of all energies. So he said that you should write in such a way that by reading it, bhakti should manifest in the heart of living entities. With that as one statement from Brahmaji, Narada gave all these instructions on mercy to Vyasadeva to write this greatest literature. So hence you see, Bhagavatam explains all these things in great detail. In Bhagavatam, there is something called as descriptions of Rasalila. There is also descriptions of the creation, the material creation. But remember, both are activities of the Lord. Without understanding that this is different from this, that means I'll straight away read only Rasalila. I will not read anything else, or the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. Is called as poor fund of knowledge. One he sees the Lord with full potency, will not see any difference between the creation aspects of the Lord and the activities of the Lord in Rajagun. So hence Prabhupada recommends that Bhagavatam must be read in a systematic manner and it must be read under the guidance of devotees. Because the mind is a great speculator, it will go everywhere. Right? So this is what he's propounding. That's what you'll see in sloka number 53. Mayam varnayato amushya ishwarayasya yasya anumodataha shinvataha shraddaya nitya maya yatma namuyati. The Lord's activities in association with his different energies should be described, appreciated and heard in accordance with the teachings of Supreme Lord. If this is done regularly with devotion and respect, one is sure to get out of illusion and jivti. So what does this mean? This means that you should hear Bhagavatam every day. You should read Bhagavatam every day. Constantly doing this in our life, day after day after day after day, then you will see your heart will be enriched, supercharged with devotion for Krishna. And nothing else is there in your life. When you leave the body at the time of your death, what is there in your heart? Nothing but Srimad Bhagavatam. You go back home, back to the source. You've ceased all material activities in this world. And you've achieved the goal. Right? So this is what Bhagavatam does to us. Okay? So can someone read this yellow alone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Madhu.
But a pure devotee knows that there is no difference between the pastimes of the Lord, either in Rasalila or in creation, maintenance, or destruction of the material world. Rather, the descriptions of such activities of the Lord as the Purushavasaras are specifically meant for persons who are in the clutches of the external energy. Topics like the Rasalila are meant for the liberated souls and not for the conditioned souls. The conditioned souls, therefore, must hear with appreciation and devotion the Lord's pastimes in relationship with the external energy, and such acts are as good as the hearing of Rasalila in the liberated stage. A conditioned soul should not imitate the activities of liberated souls. Lord Sri Chaitanya never indulged in hearing the Rasalila with ordinary men. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, hence you should read Bhagavatam in a very systematic manner, step by step, canto by canto, under the association guidance. Then that will give you great realization. So we'll just read this last paragraph and we'll end today's class. Someone else read in third canto.
In the third canto, it will be more explicit. A pure devotee of the Lord, therefore, must begin reading or hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from very beginning and not from the 10th canto. We have several times have been requested by some devotees to take the 10th canto immediately, but we have refrained from such action because we wish to present Srimad Bhagavatam as signs of Godhead and not sensuous understanding for the conditional souls. This is forbidden by authorities as Brahmaji, Sri Brahmaji. The reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam as scientific presentation, the conditioned souls will gradually be promoted to higher status of transcendent knowledge after being free from additional energy based on sense enjoyment.
Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of second canto, 7th chapter, scheduled incarnation with specific functions. Right? So we are coming to this one, and we have 2 more chapters in canto 2. So now what Lord is going to do in the next chapter, chapter 8. So here it is about questions about Parikshit. Now, Parikshit Maharaj is now very intelligent. Now he's asking the next set of questions. Right? So in the next set of questions, Parikshit Maharaj is now in the initial set of questions, Parikshit Maharaj asked about how did Lord create this material world? What are the chronological events of creation? Why that some people perform Ashtanga, some people perform impersonal Brahman, why some people perform Bhakti Yoga? He wanted a clarification of all those things, and Vyasdeva beautifully explained all of them. Right? Now, in the next question, he's asking, now that Narada ji was asked given this task of expanding this summary narration that Narada ji gave to Brahmaji gave to Narada about Srimad Bhagavatam, what is he going to do? How is he going to expand this? How is he really making bhakti as a standard cult across all the living beings in this world? So what is the role of Narada ji? So in Canto 2:8, chapter 8, we'll see amazing pastimes of Narada ji. How he did all these things. What all activities he did. By explaining the life of Narada ji, Vyasdeva is concluding that one should become a follower of Narada ji in the same consciousness, the same concept of bhakti in their heart. They should give this bhakti to everyone. And that begins the preaching. And hence you see, anyone who is aspiring to be a preacher should first become a follower of Narada. Right? That way he will understand bhakti to its depth. Right? So chapter 8 is going to be very interesting. We're going to see how Narada ji really expanded this knowledge and gave bhakti to different kinds of people. And that's why you see in all the pastimes, right? How many pastimes Krishna wanted to do, you will see Narada ji present. Huh? Every pastime you will see somewhere Narada ji is present. Whether it's a very topmost pastime of Damodar Leela, or it's a simple entry-level pastime like Mrigari, you will see Narada ji is present there. How he is cultivating bhakti. How is he giving this bhakti? So this will give us knowledge as to how we can also give bhakti to others. Go into that depth. So Narada ji becomes our greatest, spiritual master. That's what is going to be explained in chapter 8. And that's the question Parikshit is asking. Right? You see how brilliant Parikshit is. His questions are also not ordinary. His questions are so challenging that Sukadeva Goswami is just loving his questions. He's saying, the more you ask those questions, it is more enriching me that I want to speak more about Bhagavatam. That is the beauty of a listener, and that's the beauty of a speaker here. You'll appreciate both in Bhagavatam. Okay. Okay, so we'll end here in the interest of time. And in the next class, we will begin discussing on the 8th chapter. Okay. Any questions? We can take it up. Are you relishing Bhagavatam?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, very much.
It is beyond imagination. No? And we are relishing if we are going deeper into the subject. We won't relish if we are not going to go deeper into the subject. If you lay at the surface level, you will not relish Bhagavatam. That's the beauty of relishment. Okay, any questions? Okay, so my humble request, please read the purports. Do not miss the purports. Purports are the lifeline of Bhagavatam, and purports will tell us how do we understand Bhakti more detailedly. It will change your consciousness. Okay. By the time we start the next class, today we covered about 12-13 slokas. So please ensure to read the purports of all. Randaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Vancha kalpatarubhya kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Thank you for wonderful class, Prabhu. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Krishna
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
for the
Dandavat Pranam ji.
Much of overloading of the brain, Prabhu. We have to read a lot. Overloading of the brain, I said.
No, you're actually going to unload. You're going to unload material knowledge and going to increase spiritual knowledge.
Yes, that is true, Prabhu. That is true. Yeah. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna,
Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll end the class here.